Hello future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. There is another video in engineering economy, and this is engineering economy 4 part 1. And in this video I'm going to discuss the principles, concepts, and some sample problems under the following topics, such as we have break-even analysis, we have the benefit cost ratio, the rate of return, the recovery period and payout period. Uh, we have the band and stock valuation and comparing alternatives as we move on, whichever transaction is better, business transaction is better for that case. And we use the principles already discussed in the preceding engineering economy parts of engineering economy. So the concept on break-even analysis. So it is a method determining the quantity of product that makes revenue or sales equals cost. So the main principle is revenue equals cost, sales equals cost. And we're going to determine the number of quantity that should be produced and sold, so that revenue, which is selling price times the number of items produced, equals cost, which is unit cost plus some fixed cost equal to that of revenue. So this we have here the revenue. This is the cost curve rather, and it is defined as unit cost. Small c is unit cost times the quantity to be produced x, and plus this c sub f, which is defined as the fixed cost. So likewise, the revenue should begin here, because if no item is produced, then there's no sales. So it passes through the zero. That's the fixed cost, by the way. And we have here the revenue curve, which is equal to selling price times x. That's the formula. Then we have here the break-even point, where revenue equals cost. That's the point. So call that the break-even point. And by principle, revenue equals cost. So if the revenue cost is higher than the cost curve, or beyond the break-even point, we have what we call profit. Of course, because profit is in general revenue minus cost. Revenue minus cost, if it is negative, it is understood uh, loss. So this is the break-even quantity X. So break-even point VP, BEQ, break-even quantity. So since cost is C sub F is fixed cost, that's the definition. C is the unit cost or cost per unit, and then P is the price per unit, and we have to define profit as revenue minus cost. If positive, otherwise negative. It's a loss, negative. So next we have to have maximum profit. That's the what we call to maximize profit, or we have to set marginal profit, which is revenue minus cost, to zero to get the marginal profit. To maximize profit, the derivative of profit with respect to X is called marginal profit, and this revenue becomes marginal revenue, and the cost is also marginal cost. So since we set that to 0, it means for maximum profit, marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So next concept, which measures the fluidity, the business, we have the benefit cost ratio, BCR. We give the acronym BCR. So it attempts to identify the relationship between the costs and benefits of a proposed project. So it all depends on the cash flow diagram, and from there, with our knowledge and learnings from the preceding videos, then we can easily define the benefit cost ratio. It is just the present worth of benefits to divided by the present worth of cost. So a VCR greater than 1 have greater benefits than cost. And if the value is significantly greater than 1, the project should be considered. So it may be 2 for a good measure, BCR. If it is 2, then the project should be pursued for that case. So BCR is defined as the present worth of benefits divided by the present worth of cost. So next, benefit means the net profit or income. So a good measurement of the business is this rate of return. So we define this as a break-even interest. So from the concept of break-even, from break-even analysis also. So break-even interest rate I, which equates the present worth of a project's cash outflows to the present worth of its cash inflows. So this also measures the yield as a percentage of investment over the life of a project. So rate of return therefore is annual net benefit divided by amount of capital investment. So if you're good at 12%, then go. If the business owner wants more, then he or she must set that rate of return on business as long as it is acceptable. So where net profit is equal to income or savings minus the expenses. Then we have here the concept on minimum attractive rate of return, MARR. So it is a minimum return the company will accept on the money it invests, so usually calculated by the financial analyst. So it is the same as the interest rate used for present worth, annual worth, and future worth analysis. So the next concept would be about recovery period, which is the period required to recover the total investment. So therefore, it is defined as the total capital investment divided by the annual net profit, or it is the reciprocal of the rate of return. So next is we have this payback period, which is defined as the length of time required to recover fixed capital. Then payout period, that is the depreciable fixed capital investment divided by the sum of the annual profit and the annual depreciation. So that's what we call payout period. So again, recovery period, total capital investment over annual net profit, and it is the reciprocal of the rate of return. So these are the definition: total capital, which is fixed capital minus working capital. Fixed capital is the capital which is invested in acquiring fixed assets for business such as building, equipment, machinery, etc. Working capital, on the other hand, represents the amount of money utilized for financing day-to-day business operations. So that's for these concepts. So the last concept would be about band And we have here the definition and the cash flow diagram, which is familiar to you, which is the same as that of annuity. And the annual dividend is designated by DDD here. We have the present worth, which is called the value of the bond, and the future value of bond, or the value of bond at maturity, is denoted by F sub V. And we have here the face value, C sub B, the face value or par value or the bond price. Then R sub D, dividend yield or dividend or price ratio. So these are the definition of the band, and you're just familiar with the cash flow diagram. We only need that. Then the rest, we use the formulas in projecting present worth to future, future to present, whichever is required in the problem. So in this video, let's have these three problems. The other one will be on the next part. So steel drum manufacturers incur a yearly fixed operating cost of 200,000 pesos. Each drum manufactured cost what each drum manufactured costs 160 pesos. This is the unit price or unit cost to produce, and sells 200,000 pesos. This is the selling price per unit. What is the manufacturer's break-even sales volume in drums per year? So for the next problem to be discussed, this is from break-even benefit cost ratio. The first one is for break-even analysis. A small entrepreneur invested a capital of 80,000 pesos for a buy and sell business. He estimated to have a gross income of 25,000 pesos annually and an operating cost of 6,000 pesos annually. It is assumed that the business to have a life of 10 years. If the rate of interest is 12%, compute the benefit cost ratio. So for the solution of the first problem, take note that revenue equals cost, and revenue is unit selling price times X, and the cost is equal to unit cost times X, the quantity to be produced, plus the fixed cost of 200,000 pesos. So PX equals CX plus fixed cost. Substitute 200 times X equals 160 times X plus 200,000. Solving for X, so X is equal to the break-even quantity, 5,000 units. For this problem here, benefit cost ratio is defined as the present worth of net annual benefits divided by the first cost, which is 80,000 in this case. So the present worth of benefits is the net annual benefits, which is 25,000 minus the annual operating cost of 6,000. So therefore, the net annual benefits is 19,000. So formula for the present worth of benefits, because it is the same as that of annuity, is A over I, quantity 1 minus quantity 1 plus I to the negative n, where A is equal to the net annual benefits, which is 25,000 minus 6,000, and that is equal to 19,000 pesos. So substitute into the formula. So 19,000 over 0.12, quantity 1 minus 1.12 to the negative 10, life is 10, all over fixed cost, which is 80,000 pesos. So solving for BCR, it is equal to 1.342. Then for the third problem, it is estimated that insulation of steam pipes in a factory will reduce the fuel bill by as much as 20%. The cost of the installation is 90,000 pesos installed, and the annual cost of taxes and insurance. So this is part of the uh, value to be subtracted from this insulation cost is 5% of the initial cost. So without insulation, this is part of the annual operations and maintenance cost, 5% of 90,000. So without insulation, the annual fuel bill is 180,000 pesos. If the insulation is worthless after 6 years use, what would be the rate of return? So this is applicable for the annual depreciation charge, and we're looking for the rate of return, R. So R is applicable for the first cost and I for the annual depreciation. And we have annual operations maintenance cost, 5% of the system with insulation. So annual cost without insulation equals annual cost with insulation. That's the idea. And remember, the annual cost with insulation is first cost times the rate of return, which is the unknown here, plus quantity first cost minus salvage value, or replacement cost minus salvage value, times I over 1 plus I to the n minus 1 plus annual operations and maintenance cost. So this is the situation that without the insulation of steam pipes in a factory will reduce the fuel bill as much as 20% of the fixed cost, 20% of 180,000 pesos. So equating 0.2 of 180,000 pesos equals FCR plus quantity. There's no salvage value mentioned. First cost minus salvage value times I over 1 plus I to the n minus 1 plus annual operations and maintenance cost. So this is 36,000 equals 90,000 times R plus 90,000 minus 0 over 1 plus 1.12 to the n, 6 minus 1, then plus annual operations maintenance cost, 5% of the initial cost, which is 90,000. So without insulation, the bill will reduce 20%, with insulation rather. And this is the bill, the annual fuel bill, if there is no insulation. So therefore, the annual cost without insulation would be 0.2 of 180,000 pesos, and that is equated to the annual cost with insulation. So this is the annual cost with insulation equals annual cost without insulation. So substituting and solving for R is equal to the rate of return, and that is 22.68%.